It's been 2 weeks.
I know. We're back to the podcast, back to the Twitch stream, back together again.
Guys, you should really see this setup that Matt Palmer set up. I think it's funny because on his side, he has like his iced coffee. He has his tissues. He has a garbage can. My side, nothing. He couldn't even get me a glass of water.
I didn't receive your rider before you got here.
Okay.
And so next week, if you have a request, please let me know.
I would like some puppies on this side of the room.
Sorry, Mariah, unavailable. Until you sell, Daydream and Butterfly, you don't get puppies wherever you go, darling.
It's happening. This time next week, I will be a platinum selling artist.
Platinum? Diamond, darling.
Diamond?
for Daydream and Music Box, Diamond.
Okay, but if I was a platinum selling artist, you would still
puppies?
maybe I'll give him some kombucha or something.
Platinum. I'm trying to think who was platinum. Like 3LW could have gotten platinum. You think they were getting puppies?
Wow.
I mean, back in the day. I just can't believe it's been so long. I mean, we should probably just start with the actual podcast, but it's been a long time.
Yeah.
I was sick. I'm still a little sick, but I think we're going to have a really good time today.
You look great.
Thank you. You look good too.
Thank you.
I think it might be an extra long podcast, but again, we're doing a little behind the scenes stuff. The video camera cuts us off at 30 minutes. Okay. So that's why a lot of times we're like wrapping up, wrapping up News for Idiots around the 30-minute mark because we're like, well, we don't want to stop the camera.
Yeah.
So that's that on that. Anything else? Let's just go into the podcast.
Let's go into the podcast.
Let's go.
1, 2, 3, action.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Two Game Mats. It's Matt Palmer.
And it's Matt Steele.
And it's been a whole freaking week.
It's 2 weeks.
2 weeks, excuse me.
Oh my God.
Since we were last here together.
She was ill.
She really was.
She didn't have the big sick.
No.
Oscar nominated film.
And that's also not about that. Not about COVID.
No, that was before COVID.
Yes,
the big sick.
pre-COVID.
But yeah, it was just the small sick.
It was.
The casual sick.
Jackson took 2 COVID tests. I took 1 because I was sick because of him. And no one had COVID, which is great. But I'm going to warn you all now, just so we're all clear. We've all been living in a we don't get common colds moment because we've all been locked down. We've all been wearing masks. The first common cold you get is going to beat your ass.
Oh yeah, last September I had a cold. Do you remember that? I took 2 COVID tests. Both were negative.
Yes.
So I didn't have COVID, and I was just like, this is the worst.
It's just,
like I am dying.
You forget how horrible it is. And it also, at least for this sickness, I'm still sick. I've been sick for probably 10 days. I'm coming out of it. I feel like by mid next week, I'll be fully better. But I feel like sickness and things like that, you take so much for granted, your health and the fact that I can get up, Matt Steele can come over, we can do the podcast. There's no worries. There's no issues. There's nothing more dreadful than lying in bed, coughing with a sore throat, sneezing out the wazoo.
And just thinking, this is how it ends.
Honestly.
This will never end.
Because you always go straight to this is my life now.
Yes. And you're like, remember that time I wasn't sick and I didn't appreciate it?
Right. And then as soon as you're not sick, you won't appreciate it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I just think it's very rude that you got sick the week of A, the Oscar nominations, and B, the week where everything happened on Celebrity Big Brother. And so I was so excited to talk about it. And then the day before, Matt Palmer was like, ooh.
There was a small moment where we could have done a Zoom recording, not a Zoom recording of the podcast, sans Twitch, sans, video. But I was like, you know what? I'm in bed and I feel fucking awful. Let's just not.
Yeah, and also we're talking about the Oscar nominations. I want the video.
Right.
I want the video.
Want people to see it.
I want people to see.
Also, just so I know going forward, is Celebrity Big Brother you're giving me moments? No. Okay.
Well, it doesn't have to be. It could be. It was very dramatic. What happened in the past 2 weeks has been very dramatic and kind of fun. It could be my giving me moments.
We love drama here at 2 Game Matt. So, Matt Steele, how have your 2 weeks been?
My 2 weeks have been good.
Yeah.
Just a lot of working. Ladies and gentlemen.
Uh-oh.
The couch.
No.
It hasn't arrived.
Oh, bitch.
But it has.
I was so excited.
It has shipped.
All right.
The chair is going to be 4 weeks later, but you know what? We got a couch.
Honestly.
It's coming. It's coming. The chair, we're still waiting for it, but whatever.
If it's here by Thursday night, I would like to come over so we can film 2 Game Mats.
Okay, I'll allow that.
Please.
There's nothing on the walls yet. Still,
that's fine.
Though I do want to hang everything on the walls before the couch arrives because there will be drilling involved, and so I don't want the dust to touch the brand new couch.
I see.
And I told my new roommate, I was like, I'm hiring a TaskRabbit to hang all of this stuff on the wall just because I want it. I don't want there to be any mishaps with putting holes in the walls and all that stuff. And And he's just like, oh, I don't know. Like, I think I can do it. And I'm just like, I'm willing to spend the money just so nothing gets messed up.
It's also like,
let me have this.
One of the weirder things about you is that you get so much stress out of like, I've put a hole in the wall and I'm going to have to like put the nail a little to the left because it's a little off center. Like that will keep Matt Steele up at night. Yes. So new roommate Daniel, this is one of his things.
Well, but these aren't just like nails in the wall. Like these are heavy things I'm putting on the walls.
What do you put on the walls?
Girl, I spent money to decorate the apartment.
Wow.
And so like, it's like you got to drill the big holes.
All right.
Like to put in the safety protectors and everything.
Okay, great.
What else did I do the past 2 weeks? I did my first escape room last Monday, which was very fun. My friend Derek texted me last minute and he was like, hey, I'm doing an escape room with some friends. Someone bailed. Do you want to join? And I had never done it before.
They're fun. I love escape rooms.
It was really fun.
I know.
And like, I am not into like a casual game, but like an immersive game, I'm all about. Like one where the stakes are really high. Like we will not escape this room if we fail. We escaped with 4 seconds left to go. And then as we were leaving, the guy who was like running the escape room pulled me aside. And he was just like, I just want to tell you, like, when you said this was your first time, like, in an escape room, I was like, oh, okay, he'll be average and everything. You were incredible.
Wow.
And he was like, you were so good at this. You were so good at noticing patterns.
Oh, my
gosh. You were also very good. Something that I think I was very good at was coming up with an idea and then delegating someone else to do it. and then going on to something else. And he was like, yeah, no, usually when it's people's first time, they get overwhelmed and they kind of just, like, stand back and watch for a little bit. But you were really, like, in there and going for it, but not taking too much of a leadership role. Like you weren't overpowering. Wow. So ladies and gentlemen, I am great at escape rooms.
We should do an escape room together.
Who knew?
I know, didn't know.
Who knew?
On a first date I went on with Jackson, in which I met his sister and her husband, I guess then boyfriend. We were going to an escape room. I was like, oh, I'm so excited. We're going to an escape room. I get in there. It's an escape room I've done before.
Oh, no.
But I'm like, this is too early on in our relationship and I'm just meeting these people. So I'll just be like, maybe we should use this vacuum.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And something else cool that happened is the guy let us, we were like, had a good rapport with the guy who was running the escape room. And so after we left and the new people came in, we were just like talking a little bit and everything. And he let us go into the control room and watch the other couple like do their entire escape room.
Wait, was this man gay and hitting on you?
No, he was gay.
Okay, was he hitting on you?
No, he had a boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
I got his whole history. He was very nice. And it was just a great experience.
Wow.
Yeah, what have you done these past 2 weeks besides lay in bed?
I was going to say lay in bed, move to sleep in our guest room so my coughing wouldn't bother my boyfriend. Like those were big things. But yesterday I was feeling more alive and went to Barnstall Park with Janie and some friends and we watched the sunset, which was very nice.
Oh, and how romantic. It was
very romantic. And
was Jackson there with you as you watched the sunset?
Yes, he was
there. That's nice. Okay.
I can also watch sunsets without my boyfriend, by the way.
But it's nicer with a boyfriend.
It is nice.
I've watched a lot of sunsets without a boyfriend, and let me tell you, it's nicer with a boyfriend.
It was nice. It absolutely was. And trying to think of what else I did. Oh, yesterday also we went to a place called Bakari in Glendale and got dinner with Zach and Corey, our friends, and that was very fun. I'm trying to think if there's anything else of note. I mean, I've watched some things. You'll be proud of me. I watched an Oscar-nominated film.
Oh my God,
you
girl.
requested I do for the new year.
Oh my God.
And I must say, Mitchell's versus the Machines. Very good.
Oh my God.
It is a joy.
Oh my God. That's one I have not watched.
It is right there on Netflix. It is a lot of fun. The animation is really cool. It's almost like Into the Spider-Verse and like its comic book style of animation. The story itself is really good. I just like, it was very heartwarming. And like, if this won even over Encanto, I wouldn't be mad.
Wow.
Like, it's great. It's really
It's not
good.
winning over Encanto, but
you never, I mean, I guess you do know.
If it does, it would be a fun surprise.
Hey, and there have been surprises in the Oscar race already.
Yes, there
Should we dive right in?
I guess let's go.
All right, Matt. So now we're going to jump into News for Idiots and Matt Steele.
All right.
The Oscar nominees came out.
Pull those nominations up. They are up, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
The most important time of the year is here upon us. First thing I have to say, well, there were like a good number of surprises.
Okay.
The first thing I have to say is y'all who are screaming about how Lady Gaga was the biggest snub of the day.
Wow.
She was not.
Oh, shit. You're really starting.
She was not.
Making people mad. Okay.
The most surprising snub of the day was that Katrina Balfe did not get nominated for Best Supporting Actress for Belfast. Lady Gaga and House of Gucci, yeah, it was kind of a surprise that she didn't get nominated, considering she got nominated for all of the like big precursor awards, Critics' Choice, Golden Globe, SAG, and BAFTA. But she was always kind of fighting for that 5th place slot, maybe 4th place slot, like if she was lucky. She was always kind of fighting for one of those slots. Katrina Balfe, since Belfast, since anyone saw Belfast, it was like, oh, she is like solid second place for Best Supporting Actress.
Second to Ariana DeBose?
Yes.
Okay.
And so she was always very much a given. And the fact that she wasn't nominated, the fact that Judi Dench was nominated over her, like her co-star in Belfast was nominated over her, was very much a surprise. I'm not complaining. I think Judi Dench was excellent in Belfast. But Katrina Balfe's performance is gorgeous.
Where can I see Belfast?
I truly don't know. I don't know where it's streaming.
Right, okay.
I imagine you can rent it. I don't know. But I imagine it's still playing at some theaters. Good luck. But so I was very surprised it was not nominated. What I imagine maybe happened was that I wouldn't consider her the lead of the movie, but I imagine maybe some people could have. So I imagine some people put her, like tried nominating her in leading actress as opposed to supporting, and maybe she split the votes. I don't know. And maybe that's how Judi Dench got in, because Judi Dench is clearly like the supporting, a supporting actress in the movie. So I was very upset that she didn't get nominated, but I mean, all the nominees in that category are great. The second biggest snub of the day was not Lady Gaga. It was it was the fact that Denis Villeneuve did not get nominated for Best Director for Dune. The director of Drive My Car got in, which I wasn't really surprised. I figured. I wasn't really surprised that Ryusuke Hamaguchi got nominated, just because they always, first of all, because Drive My Car is excellent. But also, the past couple of years, I feel like there's always been a director of a foreign film in for Best Director that has gotten in. So I kind of thought that Denis would get in over maybe Kenneth Branagh, but so it was. Regardless, I was just shocking that Denis Villeneuve did not get nominated for Best Director.
Of the Best Picture nominees, who are you rooting for?
Well, like every other year, my favorite movie of the year is the movie that was like fighting for the 8th place, 9th place slot, and then ends up not getting nominated.
Oh no!
Which is Tick, Tick, Boom. It happened. You okay, babe?
Good.
She'll be fine. This year it was Tick, Tick, Boom. It was Florida Project previously, The Farewell previously, 8th Grade previously. This year it was Tick, Tick, Boom. But so right now, I would say my favorite of all these nominees would be either West Side Story or Drive My Car.
All right.
But The Power of the Dog is likely going to win Best Picture, which I think it would be a fantastic winner. I really loved it.
Do you think Andrew Garfield has a chance of winning Best Actor for Tick, Tick, Boom? No. Okay.
No, I think it would be great, but he has a lot of competition. But it's basically between Will Smith, who's the front runner, or Benedict Cumberbatch, who's probably like second place right now. I would love it if Tick, Tick, Boom won Best Editing, which was kind of a surprise nomination. I would love it if it won Best Editing.
All right.
Yeah, so it's an exciting year. I'm excited to talk about it more as the award season goes on.
Well, lest we forget, even though Lady Gaga may have been stubbed, her telephone co-star, Beyonce,
nominated.
Knowles Carter, nominated, finally, since she was not included in that list of people who wrote that song. She is nominated for her song written for King Richard.
Yes.
Be Alive. Be Alive, yes.
Be Alive, yeah.
It's a great song.
It is a very good song.
And I'm so excited that we can officially call Beyonce an Oscar nominee. Obviously,
After all these years,
I feel like I saw an interview with Tina Knowles where someone like asked for her reaction about that, and she's like, well, we're excited, but this should have happened years ago. And I'm like, yes, that is the appropriate response. That is the response of a mother and a stan. So I'm with her.
That's what I love about Tina Knowles, is she's such a mother.
Oh.
Like she'll just post on Instagram, just like, look at my grandbabies.
I know.
And we're like, we're looking at them.
I know. She's such a great grandmother, great mom, and just like stands her incredibly talented children and offspring. So
I know.
Go her.
Do you think the Encanto song will win over it? This is an Encanto song I never heard before.
I do, just because it is a musical, and that is like, I mean, and the thing is, if it was We Don't Talk About Bruno, it would have obviously won, but I still think the fact that it's coming from Encanto, I do think it will win. And Dos Oruguitas is gorgeous. Like, I love Be Alive. It's a great song, but I feel like Be Alive is less a part of the, well, maybe Dos Oruguitas is just in the the credits. But either way, I don't know. It could. Either way, I will be happy. Well, I do want Beyonce to have an EGOT, so this would be a great step towards that.
Yes, of course. Well, and maybe Diane Warren will win another year. Yeah, she got her 13th nomination this year.
You never know.
It's happening, Diane. It's happening. I love her. She's so funny on Twitter and everything. She's just like, got nominated again. She's just so great. And one day she's gonna win.
And wait, how do we feel about the hosts? Amy Schumer, Regina Hall, Wanda Sykes.
I love all three of them.
Yes.
I think it would be great. I would love it if I saw on Twitter people had the idea that Regina Hall should like open the Oscars spoofing the Nicole Kidman AMC commercial.
Oh my God, that is brilliant.
As Brenda Meeks in Scary Movie.
That's brilliant.
Brilliant. Like it'd be, if y'all don't do this,
you
like,
have to.
Please. I'm excited for all three of them.
I also must say I heard a rumor from an unnamed source that Whoopi Goldberg was supposed to be one of the hosts, and because of the View thing, she's not. That's a rumor. But it's a rumor I heard.
I can't imagine she would want to like co-host. Like I imagine she would be like, I am the I am the headliner. Whoopi Goldberg, I think, is one of the best Oscar hosts that the Oscars have ever had. So
well. Question for you.
Yes.
I have a few questions just from an outside looking in on the Oscars that these things sound dumb.
Okay.
The Oscars are now requiring nominees to be vaxxed, but presenters and performers don't have to be. What's that?
I don't know.
Okay.
The original headline was that the Oscars are not requiring that the attendees be vaccinated. So people are like, one of the big nominees might not be vaccinated. So people were like, oh my God, is it Will Smith? like people were like really scared. But then they changed the headline to the nominees must be vaccinated. So we're like, whew, Will Smith is vaccinated. But what presenter could possibly be big enough?
It feels like someone is not vaccinated and they just really want them to still present.
Yes.
We got to figure out who it is.
We got to find out who's presenting. It has to be someone big enough to like whoever's presenting Best Picture, maybe, right? I mean, I don't want to say that because I don't want to like have people assume things about whoever's nominating Best Picture, but who is it?
Hey, I will keep my eyes peeled.
Yes.
I will be looking during that and figuring that out exactly.
Yes.
Also, second,
this headline is so funny.
Why is there an Oscars fan favorite poll at all? Like is it a Twitter hashtag that like you get and does it get announced on the show who wins? Like
yes,
it does.
The Oscars are doing 2 new special things for this year's broadcast with the hope of appeasing the Marvel people. Basically, like there's like an online poll. One is like your biggest Oscars cheer moment, which is like the moment where you stood up and cheered. And like, ladies and gentlemen, let's get real. It's Sunday from Tick, Tick, Boom. That was when we all cheered. But obviously they're catering to the people when I guess Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire pop up in the new Spider-Man, and people were very excited about that, which is wonderful, you know. But and then there's also vote for your favorite movie of the year. Like the fans can do it on Twitter as a hashtag and everything. And I feel like people are being a little over dramatic about this. Like, yeah, it is kind of like pandery that the Oscars are trying to do this. Will it affect ratings? Probably not. I mean, I feel like there's nothing the Oscars can really do. Like with anything else in the universe, like nothing is as relevant as it used to be just because everyone is consuming media differently these days. And like the Oscars are just not going to get the ratings that they used to, especially now because like people know 24 hours later, all the speeches will be available on YouTube to watch. So they're not going to tune in to watch live. It's fine. But I feel like film Twitter and Oscar fans are being a little over dramatic about this poll. They're so angry that the Oscars like are trying to get these viewers and everything, and it's kind of just like, guys, it's not real.
And like, it's not like these things are going to actually receive Oscars. Yes, like these aren't getting Academy Awards.
It's going to be a 2-minute announcement where people can go, "Yay, isn't that nice?" And then you move on with the ceremony.
But the fact that Cinderella is winning is very funny.
That when I saw that headline this morning, I was like, "This is the funniest thing that's ever
my God!"
Like.
Dr. Woods, our patron, who is like the person who stands Cinderella out there, has got to be doing backflips. Hopefully she is tweeting. But I love that this movie that is like pretty universally panned is in the lead at the moment. I hope it wins just because that would be very, very funny to me.
I mean, guys, it is the year of the musical. So like how many musicals came out this year? It's only fitting that Random musical wins.
Yeah.
So good for everyone involved in Cinderella. The Marvel people are really struggling to get this Oscars clout.
I mean, but it's like, do you need it? You're making so much money. Your movies are going to be made till the end of time. Like, do you need Oscars on top of it?
Well, and the thing is, it's kind of, they're just like, oh, they don't want to award popular movies anymore. It's like, you realize that like Dune was a giant blockbuster, got nominated for Best Picture. King Richard did extremely well, got nominated for Best Picture. Don't Look Up got nominated for Best Picture, and it was the number one movie in Netflix history, wasn't it?
I don't know.
It was Netflix, right?
Yes, it was Netflix.
Okay, it was like, it was so successful. So like that argument isn't real. Like it's just that enough voters didn't find Spider-Man to be the best movie of the year. Better luck with the next Spider-Man. I don't know. Like, what do you want them to do? These people are going to vote with their hearts, which is always important.
Well, speaking of hearts.
Yes.
When I heard this, when I read this, when I found out about this, it's just like, you get sick to your stomach at a point. Nick Cannon has released a first song off of his new mixtape. It is a song called Alone, which, by the way, you cannot be alone if you have fathered 8,000 children in the past year. And it samples Mariah's 1990 track, Love Takes Time. By the way, all the articles say it's Alone in Love. It's Love Takes Time. And it basically is him trying to win Mariah back via song. The lyrics include, I say I'm cool when I know I miss it. I trade it all for the case. If I could have you back, if I could go back to where we started at. And I listened to it, and I'm telling you, he attempts to end the song with a whistle note. I mean, let me see if I can try and find it. He attempts to end the song with a whistle note from his vocal cords. I'm really gonna look it up. So,
like, not altered by
oh, I'm sure it's altered, but there's no way to alter it enough.
There's no miracle that can. Okay.
I apologize for the noise pollution I have just inserted into your ears, but when I tell you, this had me bawling laughing and also like sick to my stomach, because it's like, it is Valentine's Day. She has not been with you for almost a decade now. You are going to go out of your way to sample her song to try and win her back when she is very much happily in a relationship with a very handsome, even if a little cheesy, Brian Tanaka.
That makes him even more handsome.
It does. Makes him cute. He just loves her.
And he's already exceedingly handsome.
Oh, he's gorgeous.
Oh my God.
But it's like, why do we think now is the time for this, Nick? Like, you have so much else on your plate. I feel like he's going through a lot. I'm trying to give him a little bit of grace because I know one of his children did pass away recently. Maybe he's going through a grieving process. People's process is different. But like, let's just leave this alone. Like, leave Mariah Carey out of your story from here on out. Like, the issue, even when they were together, was he would always be like, oh yeah, we have sex in airplanes to Hero. And Mariah's like, hey, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like, hi, like.
I'm a multi-million-dollar superstar.
Yes.
Decades, of relevance.
I don't want people to hear this, especially because, like, was this before they had kids?
I don't even know. I think no. I feel like this was near the end of their relationship.
It's like, Nick, no, we have children. Like, this is like,
and that's
no.
the thing is, like, she couldn't be nicer about, like, we co-parent. I can't respond to the things he says, but we co-parent. That's my kid's father, and like giving him all of the grace. But like, to discuss this, to have this be a part of the conversation, it just is like so obvious with the sample and the whistle and all of it that like you just wanted these headlines. You just wanted us all to talk about this, and like, I don't need it. I don't want it.
I don't want it.
Hey, vote for that in the queer teas. You have a couple more days.
Hey.
But yes, so
I hear Cinderella's in the lead.
That's true. It's Cinderella's beating me out for the queer tea at the moment. I just needed us all to be on the same page with like what the song actually was, because I feel like a lot of people weren't listening to it, and that whistle note was.
And just that whistle, and it like fades out in the whistle. It's a lot.
And speaking of jilted exes, Jake Gyllenhaal has finally shared his reaction to Taylor Swift's All Too Well and the blowback he faced from fans. It has nothing to do with me. It is her expression. Artists tap into personal experiences for inspiration. I don't begrudge anyone for that. But then he goes on to say, at some point, I think it's important when supporters get unruly that we feel a responsibility to have them be civil and not allow for cyberbullying in one's name. Not about any individual per se. That's like, okay.
Yeah, because it's about millions of individuals.
I mean, it's clearly about Taylor Swift and her fans. And
You know, that's as nice of a response as one can give when you're in that sort of situation.
And it's like, I hear you. But also, I saw a person who was 19-year-old, I guess, who was claimed to have dated Jake Gyllenhaal when she was 19 and like wrote kind of about her experience being with him. And all of his supporters have gone after her. And it's like, have you done this yourself? Have you said that all of your supporters leave this girl alone for expressing what happened to her? I don't think he has. So,
Jake, I believe you need to make an announcement.
I think we need to look at the man in the mirror.
Wow.
So,
okay, well, I hope this gets resolved.
I hope this. I hope this gets resolved as well. Okay. And I also am excited to see when Speak Now re-releases how mad John Mayer's going to be.
Oh my God.
Because that man, I mean, Dear John, I would argue is more like cruel.
Yes. Oh, very much so. How do you think Taylor will release a 20-minute version of Dear John?
I would love one.
Do you think now she'd be like, okay, that this is what the people want?
I would love one. I don't know that one exists or like a part of the All Too Well story was always like, oh, I wrote a 10-minute version. We had to cut it down. But if she wants to expound upon it,
yes, go for it.
I'd be happy.
Just say like, hey, I wrote some new verses.
I mean, yes,
I took some of the melodies from folklore, put some new lyrics to them.
Hey. Which is, okay. So have you heard this?
Yes.
It's bittersweet news. So apparently Sherri Shepherd has neared a deal to become the permanent host of the Wendy Williams show if by September Wendy is not at capacity to host the show again. I think this is exciting on the one hand, of course, because Sherri Shepherd's cool. Like besides that whole didn't know the earth was flat thing. I feel like I love her on 30 Rock. I feel like she has said some things that I don't love. But in general, I am a Sherri Shepherd fan.
She's cool, yeah.
She's cool. She's good at the job. I think the ratings are going up with her as the co-host. But I just wish we knew what was going on with Wendy. Mm-hmm. Like I realized I just watched her documentary. Like she has been through it in life. She, had issues with drugs and using and I don't know. I just want to know that her health is okay. Even if she's no longer on television in this capacity, I want her to be okay. But I am excited for Sherri if this does come to pass. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I know I like Sherri Shepherd as well. I feel like I haven't seen much of what she's been doing lately. She's great and precious. But everyone is great and precious.
I was going to say, those are your feelings about everyone.
And yeah, no, I mean, my heart goes out to Wendy. I mean, that's
I know.
like, what is going on?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's very scary and sad. And,
I know.
So I guess we'll see.
See.
Yes.
So Matt Steele.
Yes.
Could you tell us what's happening on Big Brother? The people want to know. I see in the chat people are questioning.
What do you think of Todrick on Big Brother?
Todrick.
So do you want to hear about like game wise or just Todrick specific wise?
I would like to hear game wise highlights from Todrick in a short amount of time.
Ooh, might not happen.
I think you can do it.
Okay. So it was very much Todrick and Misha Tate were partners. Carson Kressley and Cynthia Bailey were partners. And Shayna Moakler and Chris Kirkpatrick were partners.
Okay.
And Shayna and Chris were in good positions with both sides. And so they were like, okay, well, let's we're happy with where we're at. We can get information on both sides and everything. But, and so then Misha was head of household because she always wins everything. And the whole time they were like gunning after Carson and everything. She was always her number one target.
Yeah.
And so Carson and Cynthia both go up. So Shayna and Chris are both like, you know what? Misha and Todrick are just going to plow through everything because Misha's a competition beast and Todrick has an amazing social game and everything. So,
amazing social game.
At this point,
okay.
Yes. And
I've seen clips.
Yes, at this point, yes. And so they were like, you know what? We're going to have our allegiance be to Cynthia and Carson. And so Shayna won the power of veto because she's a queen. And Misha was like, you know what? If you want to take Cynthia down, that's fine. But like, leave Carson up there. What Shayna and Chris Kirkpatrick should have done was taken Cynthia down still, and then Misha would have put up Todd Bridges, and they could have just voted Todd out and kept Carson, and then they would have had a foursome.
Yeah.
But instead, Chris and Shayna were like, let's really stick it to them and do what the head of household doesn't want and take down Carson, which like entertainment-wise is great.
Yeah.
But game move smarts? No, because then Misha was like, I see what's going on.
Clock's a ticking.
Well, there's a while. And so Misha was like, well, screw you, Chris Kirkpatrick, I'm putting you up. And Chris Kirkpatrick knew this was going to happen. And Chris Kirkpatrick and Todrick had fought. So, they were on the outs. And so Chris Kirkpatrick essentially fell on his own sword. They evicted Chris Kirkpatrick and everything. But then Carson Kressley wins head of household.
Okay.
And he is like, okay, I'm going to go after Misha. So Todrick and Misha make up a lie saying that Shayna has been playing both sides and wasn't loyal to Cynthia and Carson.
Okay.
Cynthia and Carson, not knowing how to play the game and not understanding that, like, hey, Shayna actually took Carson down. Her actions showed her loyalty. They were just like, oh, you mean she's been talking to both sides of us? This means we can't trust her. Oh, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't, which is not true on Big Brother. Always go after the devil you know first.
So they got Shayna out of it.
So they backdoored Shayna, and Shayna was just like, what the fuck? Like, you are fucking idiots. Like, what are you doing? And so that was really dramatic. But Todrick, in pursuit of this lie, Todrick was constantly talking about Shayna's outfits, kind of being like, she walks around in a sports bra and leggings the entire time, and was just like, what do her kids think? And he said the same thing to Chris Kirkpatrick's face, like, your kids are going to be ashamed of how you played.
What the fuck? It's like, this is a game. Like, why would you do that?
I know. And so it caused a big rift between Shayna and the rest of the house, because Carson and Cynthia owe Shayna a giant apology. And so now everyone's voting for Shayna to be America's favorite player.
Good.
And especially because she was like the best on the show anyway. But so Todrick, when Shayna left, Shayna like hugged Lamar and Todd Bridges and was just like, don't worry, Todrick, I'll get the entire jury to vote against you.
I mean,
which they were going to anyway.
I was going to say, it seems like that wouldn't be hard at this point.
Yeah. And so then Todrick, he said something like, don't be too hard on me, girl. Don't be too hard on me. He was like chanting that as she left, which, like, you didn't think much of it at the time, but apparently you went back in the feeds and saw that Shayna revealed to Todrick, days ago or whatever. One time an intruder broke into her house, and I think he was saying something to her like, don't be too hard on me, or she was saying to him, don't be too hard on me. Or something. So like that was in reference to this story that she told him. So it's just like,
also, like, the clips of him talking about, like, the way he treats the people that work on his art and, like, edit his videos. He's like, I never tell them they're going to get paid, and so they don't get paid. And, like, when I do my cameos, like, I say the exact same thing every single time. And, like, it works. It's just a money funnel. And it's like, whoa.
And it's like, it's like,
you're on television.
Yeah, and it's like, Todrick, like, these rumors about you have already been swirling.
Yes.
So, like, why would you, like, confirm that online?
As Lizzo said, all the rumors are true. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And and like another clip of him came out, like of him like mocking like a homeless person or something at a laundromat or something. So the fans are not into Todrick.
It's like if you were Todrick and you knew that, like, maybe you said some stuff like this, would you not go into the house kind of thinking, I want to rehabilitate my image and not like say a bunch of mean and hurtful and awful things? Well,
and then he started coming out of the diary room recently and like sort of like explaining himself more, like, I say these things, and so people are like, is he being tipped off by like producers, like, hey, fans aren't reacting positively to certain things you are doing or saying? We don't know. Lamar Odom, just like, it seems like he really dislikes Todrick.
Iconic.
They had to be chained together for 24 hours. And so Lamar and Todrick asked the diary room, like the producers, for a deck of playing cards, and Todrick got them, and Lamar Odom just like ripped them in half. and Lamar was like, what? I thought it'd be funny. And Todrick was like, it wasn't. Why would you do that? And Todrick and Lamar was just like, well, I'm sorry you paid so much for those playing cards. Like basically insinuating like, girl, you got those for free.
Right.
And you can get another pack for free. Like, calm down. Lamar Odom's great.
All right.
He's hilarious.
Thank you for the breakdown. Because I just see the Todrick clip circulating on Twitter and I'm just like, what's happening? All I see is he's being very rude to the other people in the house and to all of his fans.
I got all of that out. I got all of that out faster than I thought I would.
That was not so bad.
That was okay. Well, I could talk more, but
before we take our break, I just want to say one thing. Love, Victor is ending with its upcoming season 3. And like I've said in the past, I am so sick of shows being artistic and caring about their arcs and just ending before a good amount of time has gone. Like, give me at least 5 seasons, guys. Why does it have to end?
You know what? The least that Love Victor can do, because they are doing this to Matt Palmer.
They are.
Put his poster back up.
I know.
Put his poster back up in the background of the coffee shop, wherever they were.
It still would not be enough? Because like, there's no reason for this show to end season 3. Like, is it doing poorly on Hulu or something? Like, was this out of their control? Like, why?
I don't know, girl. I'm so sorry.
I mean, I will talk about giving me moments. There's a new show that I'm very into, which is going to hopefully tide me over. But between Insecure and now Love Victor, it's just like, why are all my faves leaving me? Why?
I'm here. You got a bunch of people on Twitch.
Hey, that's true. We have 21 viewers right now. People are going to listen. I love that.
I will never leave you.
I will never leave you.
I will never go away. Do you want to see a 2Gay Mats production of Sideshow?
That is not on the table. Don't vote. Okay, so is there anything else we need to say for News for Idiots before we get going?
I don't think so. I've talked a lot.
All right, well, let's take a quick break and be back for more 2Gay Mats, the podcast.
Hey.
Hi, we're back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are on to Email My Heart. This is the section of the podcast where we answer any questions that y'all might have. You can be a part of Email My Heart if you email us at 2gaymats@gmail.com, 2 spelled TWO.
Yes.
Or you can also comment if you're watching this on YouTube. Give us a question down there if you want. Or like ask us a question on Twitch live. Maybe we'll answer it. Yeah. So first question... I don't really know how to answer this, but we'll see.
We'll see. I'm excited.
It's from G.
Hey, G.
Or from Grace.
Oh, Grace. Hey, Grace.
Dear, who is this Broadway person? Dear Matt, I hope you are doing well. I'm writing to you for an unusual question. I need help identifying a Broadway singer who took part in the Sondheim tribute at Times Square. A friend asked me who the specific person was and sent along a screenshot, and I was totally embarrassed to say I didn't know. Now I'm worried it's someone really important, and I'll be even more embarrassed. I'm attaching this photo. The person in the question is the woman wearing the white beanie with the yellow coat. If you don't know, maybe you can show the photo up on the screen, and somebody knows. Thanks so much for your podcast videos. Always makes my week.
Oh, good.
So the first thing I saw was Karen Ziemba front and center in a pink puffy jacket. And I was like, girl, that's Karen Ziemba. But then she specified it's this girl in the yellow coat and a white hat. I don't know if you want to.
I guess I could add it to the YouTube video. We'll check the comments. But it seems like you don't know who it is.
Well, I mean, I hope I don't sound ridiculous, but I have no idea who this person is. She could walk right past me and I wouldn't know a thing.
I'm so glad.
Sorry to this lady.
I am so glad Keke Palmer's in like every fucking movie right now. Yeah. I swear I've seen 3 trailers, like the new Jordan Peele, that movie that looks a little weird about like her being a slave, but it's also the 70s. But I am very excited to see her on screen because like, is there a more charismatic person on earth?
Oh, she's great.
Palmer.
She was
like,
wonderful.
Fucking A.
When I was with her on the set of Grease Live, when I was a random student walking around in the background and she was, an actual part, she was just like, she was like chatting with all the crew. Everyone loved her. Yeah. So she's exactly like she's in real life as she comes across.
Also, Grace, I just want to say for you, I don't think it's fair that your friend assumes that you have to know every person who's ever been on Broadway.
Yeah, this isn't like Bernadette Peters. Like,
I know. Yeah, it seems like you're fine.
No shade to this one. I'm sure this woman is very talented.
I'm sure. but I feel like your friend shouldn't be forcing you to be like, this person's on Broadway, who is it?
Yeah.
You're not a quiz master. We're not on a trivia game show.
Exactly. You don't know everyone.
This ain't Jeopardy.
Yeah. All right. Next question comes to us from our dear friend, Adam Parnell.
Hopefully he's still on the Twitch. He was on at the beginning.
Yes. It says, hi, Matt. Sending a question. I feel like you both have such amazing personalities that you would make amazing TV. If each of you could pick any reality show to be a contestant on, which one would it be and why? Perhaps you could pick one that you'd be on because you love it and one you'd be on because you'd have the best chance of actually winning. Thanks for all you do. What reality show would you be on? Like a competition show maybe? Or
I mean, no. If I could choose, I would choose... Excuse me, I'm sorry. If I could choose, I would choose either a Vanderpump Rules, because obviously it's right here. I would not want to fake work at that restaurant, but I would love to cause drama and like yell at Sheena and stuff. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Or a Summer House, of course. But if it was a competition, I think I would choose Big Brother, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'm not going to Survivor. I'm not going in the woods. And I don't want to like run around the globe on, what's that show called? Running Globes?
Amazing Race?
Yes.
Oh, could you imagine us?
We'd be awful.
On the Amazing. It would be the worst
awful
thing ever.
They'd be like, get those gays off the screen. Yes. I'm not watching that.
Yeah, it would be really bad.
How about you?
Obviously like Big Brother, I would love it. And I would be really good at it. Cause like, I'm also like good at like, pretending like, not that I like people, but like, but like if someone was annoying me, I can like hold it in and I can be like, I can deal with it and everything. Like, I feel like I have good patience for that and I have decent social skills. Survivor, I could do.
Okay.
Do I want to do it?
That's really the question.
The thing. Like, I don't know how I would really, because the thing is, like, when you're living on that camp, you're either like a builder or you're a hunter, and like I don't want to do either.
No.
So like, what would I or a cooker, and I can't cook.
That's 0 for 3 for you.
It's like over the like, what am I supposed to do? Just be there and like talk to people? No, that's what Big Brother's a TV show for. So I don't know how good I would be on Survivor. If there's an escape room TV show, like reality show, I guess I would be in line. I'd be okay at that.
I still believe, and I feel like you think we wouldn't be able to do this if we were both in a Big Brother house and we had to pretend to not know each other.
Oh, we'd be great at it.
I think we'd be great.
Well, also the good thing about it is like we would be good at pretending like we hate each other, because like
we do that every week.
We could easily like actually fight. And it would be really believable.
Absolutely.
And people would be like, oh, Matt Palmer and Matt Steele, they're not a duo.
And then we'd be top 2.
I know. Oh my God. And then we'd trash each other in our final pleas.
I know.
I'd be like, don't vote for her.
Come on, Julie Moonves, get us in there.
Julie Chen Moonves, respect the Chen.
I have no respect.
I have all the respect. She's my Chen bot.
I think that's great. So Matt Steele.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
What has been giving you moments, darling?
Okay, well, we're all very lucky that I already blurted out everything that we needed to blurt out about Big Brother, because my giving me moments would have been like 12 hours long. But over these past 2 weeks, I also wanted to talk about the movies that I saw these past 2 weeks.
Love it.
So first movie I saw in these 2 weeks was The Worst Person in the World. It is a foreign film. It's Norway or Sweden. Which one's Oslo? Which is it? I forget. I want to say it's Norwegian.
Okay.
And so it was directed by Joachim Trier, I believe is how you pronounce the name. Okay. And it is starring Renata Reinsva, who gives an excellent performance. It's very much about, I guess, like millennial discontent. Like it's about like a young woman who doesn't really know what she wants in life, and she's it's Norwegian. They're confirming.
Oh, good.
The Twitch is confirming. That's why we love Twitch. And it's about a young woman who like is so certain of what she wants in life, and then she suddenly isn't, and she's constantly changing her mind, whether that is her career decisions, and specifically in most of the movie, it's her relationship decisions and everything. And it's really fascinating, really, really well done. The leading performance, Renata Reinsva, is excellent. It got a surprise nomination for Best Original Screenplay this year, which I don't think it does. I think it has more than 0% shot. Like,
wow, that's amazing.
It could potentially win. Like, I think Licorice Pizza and Belfast are a little ahead of it, but if those split votes, I think Worst Person in the World could beat it. I also saw the movie Parallel Mothers these past 2 weeks. That's the new Pedro Almodovar movie starring Penelope Cruz. Excellent, excellent, excellent movie. Excellent performance by Penelope Cruz. It's about a woman who becomes very good friends with another woman in her birthing room as she's when she gives birth to a baby.
That's cool.
I don't want to like spoil much, but it's basically about their relationship and their relationship with their children. And there's also ties to Spain's present relationship with the past Spanish Civil War, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
And it's something I don't know much about. But it was just like beautiful how that sort of like all tied together. And the last movie that I saw these past 2 weeks, a movie that I've kind of been putting off because like it's a sports movie. And so I'm not that I like hate sports movies, like Rudy is like, and A League of Their Own obviously is one of the best cinematic experiences of all time. But you know, I'm not a huge sports movie person, but I have to say King Richard's wonderful.
Really?
Like, King Richard is lovely.
Wow.
And I think it's mostly because it's not so much about the sport. It's mostly about like his relationship with his daughters and how he really tried to have them have normal lives when they really could have been thrown into this machine of like young people playing sports and having no childhood and everything. And it's sort of like his struggles to like what to do with that and everything. And I don't know, I thought it was lovely, really like heartwarming, and Will Smith is really great.
Really?
Like really, really great. And you know what else? Also Anjanou Ellis got an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress. She's also excellent. But the little girl who plays Venus, all the kids actually are wonderful, but like the girl who plays Venus is really fantastic.
Really?
I thought she was really great. So yeah, those are the 3 movies I saw. They're wonderful. Check them out.
Which of those 3 do you think I should see before the Oscars?
Oh,
it could be multiple.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like you'd like King Richard.
Okay.
I don't know how you feel about Parallel Mothers.
I was in your description. I was interested in Worst Person in the World.
Yeah, Worst Person in the World. I think you would like. Yeah. I think you would.
Okay.
There are some quirky moments though where you might be like, what is this? But like, it's not like super weird or anything. It's very straightforward and the pacing is really great. And she's just a really fascinating character. So I take that back. You would like Worst Person in the World.
All right. I'm happy. All right. Maybe I will watch both those now that I'm on a Oscars roll.
You're on an Oscars roll, guys. Matt Palmer, movie fan. You're going to be joining Film Twitter soon. It's real aggressive.
I don't know if I'm ready for that.
You have to really love Spencer to be on Film Twitter.
I don't anticipate watching Spencer. So maybe I don't belong there. But for me, what's been giving me moments, guys? I feel like, speaking of Twitter, there's been so much Twitter conversation around this television show, and I just finally binged it up until the point that it has aired. Abbott Elementary is so fucking good.
I hear it's excellent.
It is so hilarious. Quinta has created this amazing show. It is about a group of elementary school teachers and like their troubles working in the public school system. And Quinta is like young and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and trying to like change things and make things better. And, Cheryl Lee Ralph is a teacher and who's been there for a million years and just like, we do the best with what we got. We don't try to push for anything else because it's not going to happen. Don't get your hopes up. And the characters are so endearing and wonderful. It's one of those shows that like gets better and better as the episodes go on. They just had a very like nonchalant reveal that one of the characters was gay in like a very sweet way. And it like wasn't like a big storyline or anything. It's just like a workplace comedy mockumentary in the style of a Parks and Rec and The Office. Probably a little less cringy. The principal is so against Quinta's character and just finds her so annoying and makes fun of her every chance she gets. It's so hilarious. And I don't know. It's just one of those shows that I can tell like I feel like season 2 and season 3 are going to be fucking fantastic. Like it's very good right now, but it's like those types of shows for whatever reason always take about a year to really find their footing.
And when they find out like, oh, people are liking this, let's lean into what people like.
Yes.
Season 2 is going to be like.
And the actor who plays Greg, who was the kid on Everybody Hates Chris, is so great. And I just love the show and cannot recommend it enough for someone who loves, a nice, light, frothy comedy that like makes you feel things and makes you root for people. Like it is. I feel like people are like, and I watch Euphoria and I get terrified and down on every school ever. And I check into Abbott Elementary and like feel a bit lighter. And I'm like, yes, this is what we need.
Is it going to win the Emmy for Best New Comedy?
Hey, I would love, is Best New Comedy an Emmy category?
Well, Best Comedy.
Oh, okay.
I shouldn't have said new, but like it would be a new comedy winning.
I would love that. And I feel like I read something about how it has quadrupled its ratings since its premiere.
Wow.
So it is really, really popular. Big Twitter conversation around it.
That's so wonderful because I feel like a comedy like of that ilk, like it's
ABC, it's network.
Yeah, it's network comedy. Yeah. Like I feel like a comedy on network television of that like style, like it's not the thing now. Yes. And like the fact that this show can be so successful. Yes. I like, congratulations to everyone.
Honestly.
One of my best friends who's a teacher, I have a lot of friends who are teachers, but like one of my best friends who's a teacher, in like our text group chat, they were like, oh, Libby, are you watching Abbott Elementary? And she's like, I will during the summer. She's like, I watched the first episode and it just hit too close to home. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to need to do this during summer vacation.
I hear that for Libby.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, what a queen.
Also Libby's the best.
Oh, man.
Also shout Sania Sydney. Is the name of the girl who played Venus. Thank you so much to Price of Fame for letting us know. Oh my God, Twitch is amazing.
We're getting fact checked as we're doing this, which is lovely.
They are all our producers. It's like when Sunny in The View like turns to the camera and is like, I have a legal note. And it's like the producers like correcting her or something like that. Yeah,
we need that. Well, guys, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. This has been so much fun. I'm so glad we're doing Twitch, and we are really going to get a actual time that will happen regularly in the future. But this has been so much fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. And we'll be back next week with more 2K Mats, the podcast.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.